Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel, Baseball Talk with Nick Morgan. So today we're talking about the best starting pitcher on every Major League Baseball team right now. I hope this is a video that you guys enjoy. We could easily do this with other positions as well if you guys want me to. So let me know down below in the comment section if you like this idea. And with that being said, if you like this video, don't forget to drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Without further ado, let's get into the best starting pitcher from every Major League Baseball team right now. So there is something I want you guys to know just before we get into this list, and that is I'm only taking pitchers who are active right now into consideration. So guys like Corey Kluber who are currently on the IL, I'm not really talking about, I didn't put onto this list. I put him maybe as a notable for a team, but he's not the best guy because obviously if he's injured, he's not really helping the team out. He's not the best starting pitcher at the moment. This is all currently, so at the time I am making this video. Another thing that I do want to add is that I did take these notes like 2 days ago, so some of these stats aren't up to date 100%. I know like Domingo Germán pitched, Justin Verlander pitched a complete game no-hitter yesterday. That was crazy. It's their no-hitter in his career. So of course his numbers are going to be a lot lower and a lot better, but they do not show in this video. I do apologize for something like that, but you guys can always go ahead and check them out on the MLB.com website. So here we go, the best starting pitcher on the Baltimore Orioles. This is John Means. Now, he's the ace in the rotation, and I'm pretty much doing this all by stats right now. So he has 26 games pitched, a 10-9 record, which is a winning record for a Baltimore Orioles guy that is kind of hard to come by sometimes. A 3.55 ERA, 124.1 innings pitched, 99 strikeouts, and a 1.16 whip. So that's really good. He's better than every other guy in the rotation right now for the Orioles, and he is the ace on that team and on this list. For the Blue Jays, Jacob, I don't know how to say his last name. I'm going to say Waguespack, Waguespack. Don't know how to pronounce it. I do apologize. But he is listed as the number 2 guy in the roster. However, he has 11 games pitched and a 4-2 record with a 3.93 ERA, accompanied by 55 innings pitched, 42 strikeouts, and a 1.25 whip. The Blue Jays don't really have a solid 5-man rotation at this point, but out of the guys that they do have, Jacob is the best on that team. Your best starting pitcher on the Tampa Bay Rays right now is Charlie Morton. He is the ace currently in the rotation. Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow are other guys you can take into consideration. Tyler Glasnow is injured. Snell might be as well. I don't remember exactly. I know he was on the IL for a short stint at some point throughout the season. But in 28 games, Morton has a 13-6 record, a 3.11 ERA, 165 innings pitched, 201 strikeouts, and a 1.09 whip. He's definitely turning his career around, starting with the Tampa Bay Rays this season. The reigning World Series champions, the Boston Red Sox, have their best starting pitcher in Eduardo Rodriguez. He's number 2 in the rotation at the moment. Someone else you could take into consideration here is David Price and also Chris Sale. However, Rodriguez has 28 games pitched, a 16-5 record, a 3.97 ERA, 165.2 innings pitched, 160 strikeouts, and a 1.36 whip. Now, the New York Yankees have been affected by starting pitching and bullpen arms this year at different points throughout the season. Starting pitching is not their strong suit, but their best pitcher right now is Domingo Germán. In 23 games, he has a 17-3 record, a 4.03 ERA, 127.1 innings pitched. You also have 136 strikeouts and a 1.14 whip. A notable you can take into consideration here is Masahiro Tanaka. He's not having his best season right now, and because we're talking about 2019 and this day right now in the season, we cannot use Tanaka as the number 1 guy in this list. And Luis Severino is also another guy you can talk about here when it comes to this conversation. However, he is hurt in a rehab assignment right now, so he's obviously not the best for the Major League New York Yankees. Moving over to the AL Central, your best pitcher on the Detroit Tigers is Matt Boyd. Now, if you look at his numbers, you really can tell how bad the Tigers have been this year. He is their ace, and he is the number 1 starting pitcher on this team. But he has a 6-10 record in 27 games with a 4.47 ERA and 159 innings pitched with 208 strikeouts and 1.18 whip. So this guy is a strikeout machine. He's the best pitcher for Detroit, but just record-wise not great, ERA-wise not great. That is what you get, though, as a result of being with the Tigers at this point in time. He's their best pitcher, though. Kansas City's ace is Brad Keller, and he's going to make his way onto the number 1 guy for me on this list. In 28 games, he has a 7-14 record with a 4.19 ERA, 165.1 innings pitched, 122 strikeouts, and a 1.35 whip. So I took the time to go through every starting pitcher and their stats from every Major League Baseball team right now to come up with this list. And when their best guy is someone with a 7-14 record, you know just that team's not having a great season. However, he does have the best numbers that I could find from all active pitchers, so I gotta go ahead and give it to Brad Keller. Yikes. The best starter for the Chicago White Sox is Lucas Giolito. He is the ace of the team, and it really shows his numbers. He has a 14-7 record in 26 games, a 3.20 ERA, 157.2 innings pitched, 203 strikeouts, and a 1.10 whip. So we're going to see a couple of guys on this list with 200 plus strikeouts, which is crazy. And of course, just with that alone, they have to be one of the best players on their team. Also, Giolito has a winning record, very good ERA for a younger guy in Major League Baseball right now. He's the best starter for this ball club. So Cleveland's had some trouble with pitching a little bit here and there this year. I mean, Corey Kluber right now is on the IL. They traded Trevor Bauer. Cookie Carrasco is coming back. He actually just started, I think, yesterday or 2 days, so he came back. But their best pitcher at this point in time is Mike Clevenger. He is the ace in the rotation for them, and in 15 games this year, he has a 10-2 record with a 2.72 ERA and 86 innings pitched, accompanied with 123 strikeouts and a 1.06 whip. I don't know about you guys, but the Minnesota Twins have kind of come out and surprised me this season. They are doing very well, and their best pitcher, at least in my opinion, based on the numbers this year, is Jake Odorizzi. Now, he's the fourth man in the rotation, and you're going to be like, hey, what about Jose Barrios? But Jake Odorizzi overall has some better numbers in really big categories. In 26 games, he has a 14-6 record with a 3.55 ERA and 137 innings pitched with 145 strikeouts and a 1.24 whip. Now, if he's the fourth guy, you know that obviously you have some other guys that are really good in the rotation as well. But I think just because I kind of handpicked him based off of really big numbers like record and ERA and things like that, I believe Jake Odorizzi is one of the best players on this team right now and one of the best starting pitchers for Minnesota. The Seattle Mariners were off to a hot start to begin 2019, but have really cooled down. In the AL West, I believe that this team's best pitcher is Marco Gonzalez. He is their ace. King Felix Hernandez is another guy you can kind of talk about here. He's not having a great season, though. I think he's the number 5 guy in this rotation. However, Marco Gonzalez in 2019 has 29 games pitched with a 14-11 record, a 4.30 ERA, 169.2 innings pitched, 128 strikeouts, and a 1.34 whip. So the Angels pitcher that I'm deeming the best starter on this team right now is Andrew Heaney. He is their ace, but in only 13 games, he has a 3-3 record with a 3.95 ERA, 70.2 innings pitched, 88 strikeouts, and a 1.16 whip. So a small sample size, but I think these numbers are pretty good. Definitely the best out of every guy in this rotation, and that is why Andrew Heaney is my number 1 pick for the Los Angeles Angels when it comes to the best starting pitcher. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Texas Rangers. Now, I didn't really know how to go about doing this here because Lance Lynn and Mike Minor are 2 very good pitchers for this franchise. I did go with Lance Lynn as the best starter right now. I don't know if I'm going to 100% agree with this opinion later on down the line. Minor is very close, but Lance Lynn does have more wins. Talking about wins, he's 14-9 in 28 games with a 3.77 ERA, 176.2 innings pitched, 202 strikeouts, and a 1.25 whip. So I kind of had to go give it to Lance there. If you guys do think it's Mike Minor or someone else for this team or any team for that matter, go ahead and let me know down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear your opinion. Mike Fiers is the best starting pitcher on the Oakland Athletics right now. He is their ace in the rotation, and in 28 games, he has definitely pitched like one. He is 13-3 with a 3.40 ERA, 164 innings pitched, 111 strikeouts, and a 1.15 whip. So, I did talk about this earlier on in this video, but Justin Verlander pitched a complete game no-hitter last night. It was his 3rd ever in his career, and I did take these stats before that event. So, in 28 games prior to his no-hitter, he was 16-5 with a 2.69 ERA, 184 innings pitched, 243 strikeouts, and a .80 whip. And of course, his ERA is a lot lower. His whip is a lot better. He has more strikeouts, and he is now 17-5 instead of 16-5 in 29 games. But Verlander is amazing. You could easily talk about Garrett Cole and Zach Greinke as well. The Astros might have the best rotation in baseball. They kind of made this hard for me. But Justin Verlander is a fine wine. He gets better as he gets older, so he is atop the Houston Astros list for me. We all know that the Miami Marlins are not a great team. However, they do have some actual decent pitching. I was thinking about Sandy Alcantara going into this because I really knew his name and I knew who he was before I had to look up this rotation. But Caleb Smith, he's the 3rd guy in their rotation right now. And in 22 games, he's 8-8 with a 4.05 ERA and 122.1 innings pitched, 143 strikeouts, and a 1.12 whip. So overall, not bad numbers right there. I think Caleb Smith is actually pretty good. If he could be with another team, he'd easily be a good 4 or 5 guy. And maybe, if he's with a team that can produce better offense, he's getting a lot better of a record. He's 8-8 with the Miami Marlins, so that's not bad. He's obviously doing well. He's got some good stuff. I put him as the best starting pitcher for the Miami Marlins in this video. So when it comes to the best starting pitcher on the New York Mets, you have to go with the reigning Cy Young Award winner, Jacob deGrom. Some of the guys you can talk about are easily Noah Syndergaard and Zach Wheeler, but in 2019, the GOAT has put up an 8-8 record in 27 games pitched with a 2.66 ERA, 169 innings pitched, 214 strikeouts, and a 1.02 whip. Now, not bad at all. He would easily have a lot more wins if the Mets could put up offense behind him, but an 8-8 record is not bad. A 2.66 ERA is pretty good. One of the best, I believe, and the NL right now when it comes to starting pitching. He's a great guy, great pitcher. He's got really amazing stuff, so you have to go with Jacob deGrom as the best pitcher from this New York Mets franchise. Moving over to Philadelphia now, you have the ace, Aaron Nola. He's the best pitcher on their team currently. In 29 games, he has a 12-4 record with a 3.45 ERA, 174.2 innings pitched, and he has accumulated 194 strikeouts with a 1.21 whip. Not bad numbers. The Phillies are a little bit of a disappointing team this year, especially after signing Bryce Harper. A lot of people were expecting him to be first. Definitely have an easy playoff push, but right now we don't know if they're going to make it into the postseason or not. Let me know down below what you guys think in the comment section. I believe that the Washington Nationals have the best pitcher in Major League Baseball on that team right now, and that's Max Scherzer. The guy's put up crazy good numbers. He's insane on the mound, and Clayton Kershaw's good, but Max Scherzer, I believe, is better. Like, this guy is a beast. And of course, the Nats also have Steven Strasburg and Patrick Corbin, but Scherzer in 2019 has 22 games pitched, a 9-5 record, a 2.46 ERA with 142.2 innings pitched, 200 strikeouts, and a 1.02 whip. The guy's awesome. He's put up, I think, 200 plus strikeouts in like 7 or 8 consecutive seasons. He is a beast on the mound. You gotta go with him. He's the easy fit for Washington in this video. The Braves' best pitcher is a rookie this year, at least I believe he is, Mike Soroka. He's doing very well. He's 4th in their rotation currently. Max Fried is another guy you can talk about. He's 15-4. But for the Braves, I didn't really know who exactly to pick here. I did go with Soroka. In 24 games, he has a 10-3 record with a 2.44 ERA, 147.2 innings pitched, 113 strikeouts, and a 1.09 whip. Like I said, I believe he is a rookie. If not, this is easily like his 2nd or 3rd year in Major League Baseball. He's a young guy, but very talented. The Atlanta Braves are the best team in their division right now. And I believe Mike Soroka is their best pitcher on that team. Heading over to the NL Central, now we're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Pirates, and their ace is their best starting pitcher. Trevor Williams has 21 games pitched in 2019. He has put together a 7-6 record with a 5.26 ERA and 119.2 innings pitched, 90 strikeouts, and a 1.39 whip. So you can tell that strikeouts is not his big thing. He does give up a lot of runs. 7-6 record is the best for the Pittsburgh Pirates when it comes to active starting pitching right now. And you would think Chris Archer, like, that's a big name, but right now Archer's not doing great. Trevor Williams is their best pitcher. Not putting up great numbers, but that just kind of sums up how the Pittsburgh Pirates are doing in 2019. So now we have the Cincinnati Reds. Now, I was going back and forth between Luis Castillo and Trevor Bauer, but overall, Castillo has better numbers. He is their ace, and in 27 games pitched, he has put together a 13-5 record with a 3.21 ERA and 160 innings pitched with 190 strikeouts and a 1.14 whip. This guy's definitely someone that the Reds should hold onto for a while. He's a very good arm, and I think a lot of people would be interested in him. He'd have a lot of value, but the Reds really have something special in this guy. He is their best starting pitcher in this franchise. So the Milwaukee Brewers are another team that could be postseason contenders this year. Starting pitching has not been their best suit in this past couple of seasons. They don't have some great guys that pop out at you really with big names when it comes to guys who start for them. Zach Davies is their ace, and in 25 games, he has an 8-7 record with a 3.90 ERA, 131.2 innings pitched, 85 strikeouts, and a 1.37 whip. I mean, he is their best pitcher right now when it comes to like their stats and stuff, and not bad overall. 8-7 record, 3.9 ERA. If you do want to be a postseason team, and this is your best guy, that might be a little alarming because you don't know how far you're really going to get. I mean, your offense has to be very good, and they do have Christian Yelich. So, of course, that right there makes him a pretty good outfield. But, yeah, I mean, Zach Davies is their best starter currently. So when it came to the best starting pitcher on the Chicago Cubs, I really didn't know who to go to here. I did choose Jose Quintana. He is 4th in their rotation. It was a very hard decision. John Lester, Cole Hamels, some other guys I was kind of considering here. But Quintana has posted a 12-8 record in 27 games pitched this season with a 3.90 ERA and 152.1 innings pitched. He also racked up 137 strikeouts rather, my bad, and a 1.28 whip. The Cubs are a very good team. They have some really good pitching. John Lester has been back and forth these past couple of seasons. Cole Hamels is really good. But I did choose Jose here. If you guys do have something different to say, let me know down below in the comment section. The Cardinals have some good bullpen guys for sure, but when it comes to starting pitching, Dakota Hudson, for me, seems to be their best starter. He is 4th in the rotation, but has 27 games pitched, a 13-6 record with a 2.47 ERA, 140 innings pitched, 106 strikeouts, and a 1.48 whip. He is not bad at all, and I really can't think of a whole lot of other starters on this team right now. But when I was looking at the numbers that other guys have posted, when I was doing the research for this, Dakota Hudson did have some of the best numbers in multiple categories. Closing it out here with our last division, we're talking about the NL West. We're going to start off with the Colorado Rockies here. And there's 2 pitchers I'm going to talk about here because Tim Melville is technically their best when it comes to numbers. He's only pitched in 2 games, though, which is why I do have a second starter on this list. He is 1-0 with a .75 ERA in 12 innings pitched with 10 strikeouts and a 1.00 whip. However, if we're going to talk about guys with actual experience when it comes to more than 2 games this year, it's going to be Senzatella, who in 20 games has an 8-9 record, a 6.95 ERA, and 99.2 innings pitched with 56 strikeouts and a 1.29 whip. So not great numbers. Senzatella is the best when it comes to, again, guys with a lot more experience and longevity this year. But Tim Melville, technically in 2 games, the .75 record, .75 ERA is the best. We're going to see another young guy on this list for the Padres. You have Chris Paddock. He is a rookie this year, 3rd in the rotation. Lucchesi and Quantrill were other guys I was kind of contemplating here when it came to the best guy from the Padres team. But in 23 games, Paddock has posted an 8-7 record with a 3.69 ERA, 124.1 innings pitched, 129 strikeouts, and a 1.01 whip. This next guy was on the verge of being traded at the trade deadline. He was not dealt. He stayed with the San Francisco Giants. That's Madison Bumgarner. He is the ace for that team. A very good starting pitcher, probably one of the top maybe 15, 20 guys in Major League Baseball right now. In 29 games, he has a 9-8 record with a 3.62 ERA, 176.2 innings pitched, 177 strikeouts, and a 1.09 whip. For the Arizona Diamondbacks, their best starting pitcher right now is indeed their ace. That is Robbie Ray, especially now that Zach Greinke is no longer with this ball club. But in 27 games, Ray has posted an 11-7 record with a 3.86 ERA, 147 innings pitched, 193 strikeouts, and 1.29 whip. This guy should easily hit 200 Ks total in 2019 as long as he remains healthy and does get at least 1 or 2 more starts in 2019. The last team we're going to be talking about in this video is the last Major League Baseball team, the Los Angeles Dodgers. One of the best teams right now in Major League Baseball overall. They have a really good pitching staff. Clayton Kershaw, Hyun-Jin Ryu, you also have Walker Buehler. I took all those guys into consideration, especially. I really didn't know who to choose here because Kershaw and Ryu have very good numbers each. One has a better record, one has a better ERA, one has more strikeouts, and one has a lower whip. It's oh my gosh, it's crazy. I didn't really know who to go to here. I want you guys to go ahead and pick. I have Kershaw and Hyun-Jin Ryu. Ryu does look like he might be the NL Cy Young Award winner this year, but Kershaw really isn't doing as bad as I thought he was. Maybe he got a lot better starting in the second half, but I thought the first half for him was not his best. In 23 games, Kershaw has a 13-3 record with a 2.76 ERA, 150 innings pitched, 159 strikeouts, and a 1.00 whip. Hyun-Jin Ryu has 25 games pitched, a 12-5 record, a 2.35 ERA, 157.1 innings pitched, 137 strikeouts, and a 1.02 whip. So guys, let me know down below who you think is better. Maybe I'd go with Kershaw, but Ryu does have a better ERA, though his record is worse in more games. He has less strikeouts and a lower whip in more innings pitched, though, so maybe Kershaw. I don't really know. Comment down below who you guys think. So guys, that's going to end it for this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace.